mindset that has led him to where he is today. Dane is here to take us on a journey through his young adult life and to share some of the philosophies he has learned along the way. Please welcome Dane with Cause or Effect. Cause or Effect, Dane Wright.
Are you being the cause of your life, or are you being the effect of your life? You see, every day, each of us makes 35,000 decisions. Every day, 35,000 decisions. And whether you like it or not, those decisions are going to get made. However, you can choose to either be the cause of those decisions or the effect of those decisions. Now, when you're being the cause of your life, you're at the helm. You're driving the ship wherever you want it to go. You're in control. You're aware, and you're taking actions consistent with who you say you are and what you want in life. When you're the effect of your life, you're letting your considerations, your fears, other people's decisions about you, choose for you each of those decisions. You're adrift. I like to think of my life in two different chapters. The first chapter is titled, Being the Effect of My Life. And the second chapter is called Being the Cause of My Life. Let's start with chapter 1. Yeah, so like most of us, I started off just adrift and, just living life and doing my thing, and it was pretty good. And, I went to Laguna Beach High School right across the street here and had a great group of friends, and everything was awesome. I went to UC Irvine, got accepted there, and was super stoked. It's outside. Ain't you?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And, things were moving along, and I was like doing everything I was supposed to do, and, I was a solid B average student, and, I was moving along. And what was crazy is at the time I didn't really realize it, but I wasn't making any of these decisions for myself. I chose, to go to college because that's just what everyone did. I chose to become a mechanical engineer because, it was respectable, and my uncle was like, Dane, you'll do great as an engineer, you like math and you like physics, go be an engineer, that makes so much sense for you. I said, okay, cool, I'll listen to my cool uncle. And what was wild is, even relationships were adrift. I had a girlfriend in college for 3 years, and our relationship was far from intentional, looking back. And it ended with lots of trust problems, lots of, quite frankly, yelling and screaming and upset. And it just wasn't a nice time, right? And I remember thinking to myself, how did this happen? I always just envisioned this thing where you get into a relationship and you just marry your best friend, and I was all good, and I had this boyhood thing where I was like, oh, it's just gonna be all perfect. And it wasn't. And I look back and I'm like, man, looking back now, I realize there's so many things that I wish I had said. So many things that I was scared to say, that I didn't say, that could have steered that relationship in a different direction. So my relationship went to shit. And, I ended up, graduating, got a degree in mechanical engineer, and, along the way, what really woke me up, I'd say, and I've shared this before, is I got a pretty serious concussion. In fact, it was called a traumatic brain injury because it was my 4th concussion in about 2 years. And during that time, I, developed depression, anxiety, ADD, all the nasty brain stuff that you just never want to deal with. I lost all my emotion for 2 weeks. My neurologist told me, Dane, if you get another concussion, you very well might die. So that was a wake-up call. And the biggest reason why I was a wake-up call is because I was studying engineering, and I had to learn how to study engineering when I had the brain of a goldfish. So I also was told you can't drink anymore, you can't smoke weed anymore, you can't do all these things because your brain needs to live, let it be. So ultimately, I stopped doing these things, and I got to see going to a party with a bunch of blacked out fraternity brothers looked like. And I was like, man, I think I need to do something different here. So I woke up during that time, and I think that's what really started my journey of waking up and being the cause of my life and not drifting along. After college, I ended up traveling for a bit. I went to Europe. And I brought with me one book. It seemed like a pretty good title at the time, How to Succeed in Life. And I read it, opened up this book, and it told me, this roadmap shows you how to find out exactly where you want to go, exactly how to get there, and exactly how to be a winner in the game of life. I was enrolled. I'm like, yes, how do we do that? Because what was working before was not working. So that really set me off on this course, and I discovered this whole world of personal development, all this stuff. And I was like, wow, you can actually be at the helm of your own life. Make your own choices, make your own decisions. So I got back from that trip, and I thought I still wanted to be a mechanical engineer. And I got a job, and after about 6 months of sitting in a cubicle working as an engineer, I realized, man, this is not for me. I'm a people person, I need to be talking to people. So I ended up being like, okay, I need to figure this out. What am I going to do? I worked and became an EMT in my off time. I started going to a psychology class because I'm like, oh, maybe that could be for me. I just really had a midlife crisis and started figuring out what I wanted to do next. After a while of doing the guess and check method, as I like to call it, I realized that wasn't working. And so I realized I needed to learn more about who I am and what I need. And I realized I didn't know. I really had no idea. I mean, none of us are born with a manual. You wish you were, but we're not. And I didn't have a manual. And I was like, what do I want? What are my passions? What am I really interested in? What I want to do while I'm alive on this earth? And so I ended up quitting the engineering job after about 2 years. And again, going and traveling. But this time it was different. I brought with me a few other books that were very much about discovering who you are and what you need. At the end of that journey, I did a meditation for about 7 days. Silent meditation with the monks in Doi Sitep Temple in northern Thailand. And after that 7 days of silence, away from the noise of life, away from the noise of people, and being able to separate my thoughts and emotions from who I actually am inside, I had a roadmap, and I knew exactly what I was going to do. I knew I wanted to come home, hire a career coach to help me figure out what exactly it is that I do like and what exactly I don't like. I wanted to develop a mentorship program for Laguna Beach High School. I wanted to join Toastmasters of Laguna Beach, so here I am. And I knew that I wanted to really figure out what it is exactly that I wanted to do next. Now, it's been a little over a year since I've been back. And I am now living a life that is truly mine. And it had ups and downs, and it's a roller coaster. It always will be. It still is to this day. I mean, I didn't know I was giving a speech about 24 hours ago. And the point of all this is that you have the choice. You have the choice, every one of us, in every moment, in every one of those 35,000 decisions, to be the cause of your life or to be the effect of it. Thank you so much.